it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone to a singles event? You know, you got all dressed up, you're all excited, you're going out there hoping that you're going to meet that special guy, and then at the end of the night, you walk home and go, that sucked. What a waste of time. Well, if so, you're in the right place because today we're going to talk about the big reason why single events suck. See, single events, in theory, sound wonderful. It's this event where a bunch of singles, a bunch of people go to meet their potential partners or to meet people that they might be interested in. But in reality, when you show up and you start interacting, it becomes a meat market, right? It becomes this game. It's you're talking to somebody and they're not even present because they're looking for something better. And at the end of the night, it leads to nothing but more frustration. And nothing's more frustrating in being single than putting yourself out there and getting no results. So the reason for that, and this is my theory, is that most people go to single events to meet the one. And there's all this pressure, like, I've got to meet this person and I've got to know, and there's got to be this instant chemistry and we have to connect. And if I don't feel that, if they don't look a certain way and I don't meet their criteria, then it doesn't happen. And it's the wrong energy. And so what I suggest is to put yourself out there with this mentality. I'm going out to have fun. I'm going to talk to some women. I'm going to talk to some men. And if I meet someone in the process, great. But at the end of the day, I want to go home knowing that I had a good time. If you use that as your mindset, you use that as your mentality, then no matter what happens, you're going to have a good time. So let me give you an example of how that works in real life. There was a time in my life where I went to a singles event. I was single, hadn't been dating in a while, and it's like, you know what, I really want to meet someone. So I went to a Catholic singles group. And I got to tell you, other than the fact that we were Catholic and that we all breathe air, I had nothing in common with these people. And it was absolutely amazing. And it was like so depressing because, you know, people told you, you know, well, go to a singles event at your local church. And it's like, okay, well, I'll do that. And then just to have that experience. And I walked home and I remember saying, I will never, ever, ever go to another singles event because the energy of everybody that was there just wasn't in alignment with who I am and how I want to show up in life. And it was all games and it was like this meat market and people were there, but you know, they weren't being present and they were focused on something else. And it was a horrible, horrible, horrible experience. And so I said, you know what, screw this, never going to do it again. And then there was another time where I went to an event where it was called the Course in Miracles. It was something that I was interested in at the time and wanted to learn more about. And I just went to learn about that and just to experience it and to open up my horizons. And in the process of going to this course, I wound up meeting a woman. And we wound up connecting, we wound up dating for a little while. It never turned into anything, but she was a good person, didn't really have anything bad to say. We just weren't the perfect match for each other. And it was a very vital lesson to me. It's like, you know, when you put yourself out there and you're having fun, doing what you like, what you enjoy, what you want to do, what you want to learn about, then you're going to connect with people who are at the same level. And what I believe is that comes from a place of power. It comes from a place of authentically being who you are. But when you go to events like single events with this fear, this belief that I have to meet someone, and if I don't go to these single events, I'm never going to meet someone, well, then you're operating from a place of fear, and it's a totally different energy. And the interesting thing about this is I notice this not just in the relationship world, but also in the business world. When I first started my business, I went to a couple of networking events, and it was the same energy. There were people there who weren't really interested in connecting and finding out about each other and building relationships that would last. It was all this like fear mentality, like, you know, I need to meet someone. I need to get more business. And I was like, wow, this is really, really interesting. Even though it's two totally different forums, one is single people and the other is business people, the energy and the mentality was the same. And so what I also stopped doing was networking as well, because I realized it was connecting with people who weren't at the same energy. So here's a little tip for you is if you're going to go and put yourself out there and you're going to go to single events that you really want to go to, not because you're going to meet a guy, but because you're going to do something that you love to do. You're going to be around people who resonate at the same level. You know, I've seen this with some of the members that I've worked with, where they've gone, you know, they've taken ballroom dancing classes and they've met, you know, great men that way. And others, you know, one girl went and played volleyball. and she met somebody, playing volleyball, but she didn't go to meet a guy playing volleyball. She went to play volleyball with the hope that maybe I'll meet someone. And it's absolutely amazing how this works. So I want you to take some mirror time, right? Take a look at the past. And if you have gone to single events in the past, look at the energy, be honest. What was the energy that you went in with? Was it that, I'm going because I need to meet a guy and they're going to be singles there and hopefully I'll meet someone? Or is it with the energy, the mentality of, I'm going out to have fun. And I'm going out to learn, to experience something in life, to connect with other people. And if I meet someone, great. Because it's a totally different energy on which you're entering. And, there's this thing out there called the law of attraction. And I believe in the law of attraction, but it's only one of the laws of the universe. I believe it gets overblown. But if you're operating at a certain energy and you're putting yourself out there, no matter where you are, you'll wind up attracting the person who's designed to be your mate. So take your mirror time. I also want to hear from you. Have you gone to single events? And what has been your experience? So, now if you're running a single event and you hear this and, this is like pissing you off, I totally get it. But I'm not saying that single events don't work, but I'm trying to say that there's a reason why single events don't work for most people. I always say you can jump off a tall building and live. It doesn't mean that it's a good, smart action that will lead to your results. So here at GPS for Love, we want to help you learn the high quality actions, the things you can do that will greatly increase your chances of finding the love that you say you want. So go ahead, take that mirror time, put your comments, feedback, and questions in the box below. And again, if you have any experiences about, going to any single events, go ahead and put them in the box below as well. As always, honor and privilege to be with you. I'll see you next time. Much love.